the Prime Hybrid Lying Hamstring Curl. It's a great piece, it's a new piece for us here. Just subbed it out for the Atlantis Lying Hamstring Curl for a couple of reasons, which I'll explain. We've got an adjustable ankle pad here. The Atlantis, you couldn't actually adjust that position, it was just on a hinge. So I thought that this was a massive, in and win for this piece. But it also adds a slight layer of complexity there as well in the setup, that if we have it too far down or too far away, it's just not gonna feel right. You'll notice that this pad here, it doesn't rotate. So we need to get that set up correct. We also have the adjustable resistance profile here as well, where we can make it harden to stretch or contracted. I think this is a great contracted position exercise. It's a lying hamstring with the hips extended. And so essentially your seated hamstring, in my view, is gonna be your stretch position focused hamstring isolation through knee flexion, meaning that we're not doing it through an RDL with hip flexion and extension. We're doing it by bending the knee really. And so this is contracted because the hamstrings are shortened in the lying position, and your seated is stretched because the hamstrings are lengthened by the hip. They cross the knee joint and the hip joint. And so we use this for contracted. So I like it on setting number 1. Depending on your setup, it could feel like it's way too hard in setting number 1, but that would be, from my experience on this machine, that your knee position is starting too far down, and or you've got the ankle pad in the wrong position. So for me, it's around number 4. And you also want to set this up, I've noticed, where your knee kind of feels like it's very close to this pad, whereas some of them, they like to be a little further away. Now, we've got the hinge point on the machine here, which is very close to the pad. That's what we want to set up quite nicely. Now, if you are on the smaller side, then you might benefit from having a little foam pad under here as well, just to lift the knees up slightly and get your knee more in line with this. But that's on the rarer end of modifying this piece. If you get the setup right, you should be sweet. So in terms of setting up, knees too far away would look like this. You'll notice that the pad really does not want to get into the contracted position there. And it wants to slide down your ankle. Now, as we get into a better position, you'll notice that that pad that doesn't roll is going to stay right in the same position on my lower calf area where it's sitting at the moment. And so that setup is very important. We can get full range of motion. It's a little harder in the contracted position, which is what we want to use this exercise for. And really anchoring yourself down with your hands is going to be super important too. Now, with every machine, always want to do a feeler set, especially if it's your first few times. And if you're comfortable in setting up with this machine, just chuck a warm-up set in there at least before you get to your top set. Get a feel for it, make those little tweaks and adjustments that you like, and enjoy and train hard.